Thank you very much. I want to thank Karen and Bill for the invitation to come over tonight and meet with all the Tea Party group here. My wife Sarah and I are very committed to the Tea Party. We live in Greene County, so we're trying with Joseph Miller over here to get a Tea Party going over there. But you have our support because we do with Goldsboro, Greenville, different parties. What I want to talk about tonight is immigration. And there are two ways of immigration that are trying their level best to overwhelm this country. First off, most of you are familiar with the immigration. Actually, immigration is a misnomer. And immigration is for a person who wants to come to the United States, and they want to be a citizen, they want to assimilate into the country, they want to learn the language, they want to be part of this great country. What we have from Mexico and some other countries are illegal aliens. And if you look at the term from the government documents, that's how they're referred to, as illegal aliens. They're not part of the United States, they're an alien. Mexico and the United States has a relationship with illegal aliens going back to before Texas, which was a state. When the people from the United States started going into Texas, they had to go in, they had to apply for a visa, they had to go into an immigration process. And of course, you know what happened with that after they took in there for a while, they took over the country, and this is something that could possibly happen here. Most of us are familiar with what we consider an illegal alien, doing stoop labor in Mexico, in Arizona, New Mexico, California, going out with these shallow holes, going out working in the fields all day long. Well, that has changed. It's changed drastically. Part of it changed back when Cesar Chavez was recruiting people to join his grape boycott in California. He started youth. And by the way, I've met Cesar Chavez. I liked him. He was a man that was dedicated to improving the life of the worker coming into Mexico. And I will say that if I lived in Mexico, I would do my darndest to get in the United States, because Mexico is not a nice place to live, and it hasn't been for a long time. As the Mexicans came and started working in the fields, they started what they called the Kozell program. That's where they would actually have people from Mexico recruited to come up and work in the fields. In some ways that was successful, in some ways it wasn't, because you had corruption in both sides of the government. You had corruption in the United States, you had corruption in Mexico. There has been 3 different occasions where the presidents of the United States have had to go in and round up illegal aliens and send them back to Mexico. Herbert Hoover did that in the latter part of the Depression. He rounded up 2,000 illegals, sent them back to Mexico. Harry Truman did it after World War II. And Eisenhower did it. Eisenhower started a program called the Wetback Operation, where they started rounding up legal aliens from all over the United States and sending them back to Mexico. So when they say that it can't be done, it can be done. It's just a matter that now the numbers, where they were probably 2 or 3 million back then, the numbers going to go from anywhere from 15, 20 million. And no one really knows how big a problem this is. The people who are coming to the United States now, they're coming from Mexico, South America, they're coming from Mideastern countries. Some of them are coming up here for jobs, for betterment, but there are also people that are coming to the southern border who want to harm us. They have cameras that are put along the trails that they go through, and they can hear them talking, hear different dialects from that part of the country. So the coyotes who are bringing the illegal aliens up are now bringing people from other countries that appear to do us harm. They're also bringing drugs into the country. The illegal aliens who live in the United States send money back to their families back in Mexico. There are billions of dollars that are sucked out of our economy and sent back to Mexico. It is the largest income for the country of Mexico. And it is more money coming in from the workers in the United States going back to Mexico than it is in their oil production. It's their number one money crop going in as well. In addition to that, you have the drugs. The drug money going back into Mexico after it's sold here is estimated to the best they can between $20 and $25 billion a year. And this is also sucked out of our economy. So you take the money that's going back to Mexico, and you take the money that's they've used for drugs that is going back to Mexico, as well as all of the cost of the illegal aliens in the United States. We have a major, major problem. You look around, Bill works in the hospital over in Green. That was built with illegal aliens. The airport over in Greenville is being built by illegal aliens. The construction shack over at the Greenville Airport has a sign up there, American workers only. That's a sign that they're proud to display. And these people have cards, Social Security cards. They have things to prove that they are United States citizens, when actually they're not. There are over 40 million people in the United States that have several different Social Security numbers attached to their name. Some of them have as many as 10. And when you get ready to retire at 65 or 75 or whatever you do, you're going to have a major problem trying to figure out what portion of this money is yours, what is theirs, what's been taken out of it, and that is going to be a problem that all of you, most of you will face at some time in your life. The other problem is the actual cost of the welfare system in the United States. And at the end of the Civil War, there were 3 amendments to the Constitution to guarantee that the freed slaves, the black slaves, would be part of the United States. The 14th Amendment says any person born in the United States is automatically a citizen of the country. That was the purpose and the full intent of that was to make sure that the slaves were not disenfranchised from being a citizen of the United States. That has been changed over a period of time where the people, I'll go back to California, and Tijuana, people could go up to Mexico, to Tijuana, go across to San Diego, have a child, and as soon as that child was born in the United States, it was automatically a citizen. And they could start drawing welfare and everything connected with it at that point in time. They could go back to Tijuana or wherever they lived in Mexico, and there was a cottage industry set up in San Diego that would have a post office box for these welfare checks to be sent in. The people sending this money out would then take their percentage out, take their cut, and then send the money to Mexico. The people would never have to live in the United States to collect the welfare. Now the whole families are coming up, and they're staying up here in the United States. If you look at what the influx of illegal aliens has done to the United States in the health departments, in the hospitals, in the schools, the road structure, everything is affecting them. Right now, there's, say, 300 million people in the United States. If we keep on this track, in 10 years, we'll have almost 450 million people living in the United States. And you know what it's like now. Can you imagine what another 150 million people will be doing? It's incredible.